So now, basically, to be more precise on this matrices. Now, previously when everything started, like people used to say, Shani bhari ho gaya, Mangal bhari ho gaya, and everything like that. But then, when people started getting educated, then these people started playing with the nakshatras.
Yes, yes, yes.
Then, when people started getting about educated about nakshatras, they started playing with the lords, then the sub lords, and
Yes.
things went going. But there were very few people like you who were into uh, understanding of all the strings, having the blessings of gurus, and studying all these things. So, what would you really recommend a person in this situation?
A person who is an astrologer or a common man?
Both of them, sir, and especially, sir, astrology community. I will frankly tell you, like today, so many people, they are really not able to differentiate between an astrologer, a beginner, practicing astrologer, and an astrologer with a spiritual side. A lot of
Okay.
people, they even go to the gurus. They think those guys are astrologers. They can do something for
Astrologers.
us.
Yeah. Well, it's very difficult right now to understand this whole question. I mean, answer this whole question. Ki if the person is an beginner or is an astrologer, experienced astrologer, it's just like doctor. How do you know a doctor is good until you have taken a medication? There's no way of knowing actually. A doctor may look young. He may be a brilliant medicine man. A doctor can be an experienced white-haired guy, very old, and yet his medicine is not working. But yet again, that old guy's medicine works for somebody. It's very difficult to say. So, what for the astrologers, I would like to say one thing, that if you're really, if you're really serious about astrology and trying to understand the chart, first and foremost, focus on D1 to be very technical. Focus on D1 and also keep your minds open on the researches that are going on in the field of astronomy in worldwide. Okay, D1, don't go for these D10 and Saptamansha and Dashamsha and all that stuff. I've been saying this for years. These do not do anything. I mean, let's be logical. Saptamansha and Dashamsha and all these and Kaspal degrees, and these all come after the invention of computers, when we were able to understand and decipher very difficult calculations and come out of these charts. Rishis in the past never had all these Dashamsha and Saptamansha, because calculations
Sir,
were yeah.
sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I think so. This will be our fourth video.
Okay.
This is very, very important. What you have came up to. This is very, very important thing, and I hope everybody will understand this thing. This is very important for the, especially the Westerners who get
Yes.
as I discussed with you.
Yeah.
These people, they have used the Sanskrit words, and they are mocking still today, saying that we come from the astrological families and all these things. Nowhere proven. You also know about them. We
Right.
had
Right.
discussed about. We will not
Right. Right.
name them,
Right.
but keeping their respect.
Yeah. Sure.
And but these people are still fooling the Westerners,
Yes. In a way. In a way. The
and they
Western.
have made astrology a business.
I'm not really against making astrology as a business, but I don't want to make it a monkey business.
Exactly, monkey business. I'm sorry. Yes, I
Yeah.
should have said this word.
So
Thank you
yeah,
for
yeah.
correcting me.
So it's no problem. So these people have actually made monkey business out of this astrology, just like any other pious thing can be made into a monkey business. A dance is a beautiful dance when done rightly. It elevates your soul. When it done wrongly, it actually is horrible to look at. It's the same with astrology also. all this. So technically speaking, try to understand this, all these charts and all these things. Like as I was saying, D9 chart, Ashtakvarga, a little bit Ashtakvarga was there in the earlier times. Navamsha was a maximum what the rishis were taking care of. Nothing else, because computers were not invented, so much calculation was not necessary. So they were focusing on basically D1. And D1 tells you everything. All this nonsense of D10, D9 and all the stuff, not D9, D10 and D45, D65, these are actually doesn't give you any result. They are only to make business. Okay, fine. So you need to understand this basic logic that try to understand that the principles are being followed from the history and past when a computer were not invented. Now you are giving something which computers are invented and trying to predict from the past is a very, very foolish thing to do. It's very foolish thing to do. My principles are based in those time when the calculation were much more simpler and focus was on predicting and trying to permutation and combination and degrees and so on and so forth, even Ashtak work, and trying to jabardast ki usko kheench ke, trying to bring it all this nonsense into D all the D charts, whatever, is completely foolish. It's like trying to hit a target in a dark room. You may not. And certainly, if remedial measures are done to these, then God help them. Literally,
actually, this is something which is very important. A person should understand that astrology is more of a mathematical permutation and combination.
True.
Because there is nothing else in astrology other than permutation and combination that we apply into it.
Absolutely.
And so the whole thing now is you have been coming from a Guru Parampara.
Mm-hmm.
You have been studying for so long. You have been predicting with very accuracy. Everybody knows about this right now. And the whole concept comes is like this. When a person is getting birth in a particular nakshatra, how do we calculate the whole gochar for him?
Well, a person born in a particular nakshatra will have a snapshot of that sky. Okay, so from that time the gochar begins. So let me give you a small tip. Now I'm not going to speak about it elaborately because I'm still studying it. You know something, Mr. JAGJIT. Now this is again my own finding, and I'm still studying it and doing some research. But to give a food for thought for other people also. I am born in August. Okay, when are you born?
Me, September.
Okay. Were you born in September?
Actually, the seeds are before that.
Exactly. So when were you born? 9 months back. So earlier, a beautiful thing was done by the rishis. What they would do, they would actually hack the system and do a reverse mathematics. What they would do, they would actually choose the nakshatra when the seeds would be planted.